Okay, here we go. Very sorry about the slight delay there, guys. Thanks for joining and watching if you indeed are on this wonderful day that looks like it's pretty good throughout Europe. I just had an issue with OBS had changed my headset, so I was speaking but you weren't hearing anything, so that should be fixed now, and if anybody is available in chat, if they can just say thumbs up you can hear me. I am trying to see if I can see my stream so I can see the chat, which as always doesn't work. Looks like we're live. Not in a particular rush. And I don't know if anybody is saying anything in chat. It says there's someone there, but I can't see anything, so again, apologies if it isn't working. Looks like it works for me. So, where are we? Back at Cologne, where we left off. So let's get into the jet, get started. And we've got plenty of time to chat during the cruise.
Welcome to Hot Start Flight Support. How can we help you today?
Well, Jenny, we're taking our usual jet. We're going to be off at 15:30. Yes, we're going to need some gas. 3 crew, 3 packs, and we're off to Arlanda. Arlanda is Stockholm, Sweden. I don't think I've been there before, which is why I picked this as a destination today. And we might actually get there in daylight, which would be all the more fun.
Of course, Captain. I'll get that organized for you right away.
Great. Thanks, Jenny. Helpful as ever. So let's head out to the aeroplane. And as we can see, let's see if No More Borders does its thing. So let's put these out and see what happens. Ah, it looks like it did not work. So I wonder what sort of an update has scuppered my plans here. You guys shouldn't be able to see what's on the screen. Oh. Maybe that's just because it's gone behind it. Oh no, that's interesting. So is my display is on. I know it's on because it's got power, but that's interesting. I just heard something happen. Don't know if you guys did as well. This is just poor planning on my part, isn't it? So I've got 3 set up. Maybe it's because no more running. Right, let's see how we get on now. Right, you can see 3. It should send them to the right place. Guess we'll find out. If not, I'll have to dig out the settings. So apologies for my poor prior performance. There was lots of updates and I thought I'd sorted everything out. Anyway, what's it looking like? Those clouds look a bit interesting. Not great, not terrible. A real helicopter? No, just something static. So one other bit of traffic. We're not in anybody's way, which is grand. So the APU would running. Take the chocks and the pin out. There's know where to put it unless you open the door. Nice little bit of bird song in the background there. Don't hear that very often. Great, jet looks fine. Not quite sure where we're parked up. Didn't do too bad a hash of the parking. What does that say, Victor 510? Well, we are then, Victor 510. Should make sense for our stubby little jet. So we can get down here. Lamp test is not going to work, is it? Because we need all the batteries on, so aft equipment bay, AP battery connected. Nice little bit of rustiness. There we go. Main batteries connected. So circuit breakers check. I did have the screen turned off in the back, but I think you have to do that one manually. That's not shown here. So here we are, sat in the seat. Now, why did I get that connect and disconnect noise? What was it for? So, looks like you can still hear me, still see everything. Secondary monitor's still on. Not quite sure. Oh, I know, right. So it looks like it's the DCP and CCP connection. Just a little bit loose. So, airplane and flight pubs on board, circuit breakers checked, emergency equipment will have checked, hydraulic pumps up here are all off. Nose steer is off and matches my hardware. Landing gear lever, hardware matches. Flight spoiler mapped and stowed. Lamps are up, match outside. ADG manual release is stowed, so we can look up here for battery master. Put that on. And I do have a screen that works, which is great. We won't see that yet, but I'll put that on the screen in a minute. So battery master is on. DC electrics page. Is not working, so that might be because MobiFlight's not running. And it was. MobiFlight's just been updated, so I do need that to work. It was running. Maybe that was what was causing it. I thought it would run automatically, but it doesn't, so it just stops running for a minute. Right, DC electrics page now works. Grand. So let me pop that on screen and show you. While we wait for the fuel up.
All right, Captain. Fuel truck is hooked up. Just
Great.
let me know how much fuel you need. Or would you like to go
So
tanks full today?
22 volt minimum. He can wait for a moment before we do the fuel, because I need to do the fire detection tests. So fire X monitor, left and right scope 1 and 2 OK, EPU 1 and 2 OK, and then detection 1 2 3 4 5 fail, 1 2 3 4 5 overheat, and 3 red 3 green.
Pipe overheat.
Nav lights are on, and we'll start the APU in a moment. So, fuel. Looks like we have 3700 on board. We need 7809. Take away 3710. So, 7809 pounds, take away 3710 pounds equals 4099, we'll call it 4100. 2.2 pounds per kilo, so divided by 2.205. Gives us 1859 kilos, we'll call it 1860. And we're going to divide that by 0.809. Means we need 2299 litres, so 2300 litres. So 2320 is what we'll get.
All right, I'm gonna go start up the pump.
So Kevin, temp 18, good, it's not too hot, not too cold, so not too worried about the APU just yet. I'll stand up so I can get a better view of this. He says, there we go. So lamp test, everything works. Close those off. And we are fueling. And I can run through those calcs if you want me to, but of course this aeroplane's in pounds. The OFP is in pounds, but our fuel is provided in litres, so it's just easier to convert to kilos first and then convert kilos to litres using the density that we get provided. So let's start up the APU. APU is starting. And I think it's about 1500, isn't it? So some places won't let you run the APU for too long, so won't hang about. Got half an hour to get ready anyway. There you go, APU is available. Caution. Which we have, APU gen off. Go. AC, Q-tools are shed, looks normal. DC's charging and the battery amps have dropped off.
Flight compartment checklist. AC and DC electrics
are established.
Nav lights, logo light.
So nav lights are on. Logo lights not required.
Cockpit lights.
Are set up above. Down here everything's down. Because last time was a night flight, so we might also have to turn these down later.
Lamp test.
It's an easy one down here. Everything. And everything on the right side on the FCP. And on the left. 2 bulbs in each switch light.
Duct monitor.
So we'll do it up here. 2, 3, 4, 5 red. Duct test OK. 4 red switch lights. A. OK. Loop B. OK.
FMS database status.
Nineteenth of March. AirX3.
FMS flight plan uplink. ATIS.
So we'll use 6184 for the VIN number. That should get us what we need.
Anti-skid.
Test. OK.
Nose door.
Check it's clear. Fuel is not there.
Hydraulic 3A pump.
On.
Brake pressure.
Just waiting for 3000 psi. You should see that starting to warm up.
Refueling is complete, Captain. Do you need anything else?
Well, we've got 77 up to 78. We have some additional. We've got about £1,000 extra to end up with 4,000 overhead. So we are fine.
Okay, just one quick signature on here, and I'll
So
be on my
what did
way.
he give us? He gave us 2, 3, 1, 9, 8. Very precise. 132. Has it gone up that much? Yeah, it probably has.
Here's a copy for your records. Have a nice day.
Great, thanks. See you bye. And turn those off as we get some more fuel. 3000 psi we have.
Parking brake.
Set.
Nose door.
So let's go out, take the pin out. One, 2 pins. Nose gear and the ABG. So the nose door is closed, and the check is closed.
Hydraulic panel and pumps.
So we just run through these, make sure they all work. And they do. 3A goes off. Temperatures and quantities appear sensible. It's a maintenance check, we can't do anything with that at the moment. Checked.
Electric panel.
So Gen 1, 2 off.
AC DC utility switch.
On.
Start ignition panel.
All the switch lights are out.
Fuel panel.
Checked. That was probably one of the most confusing checks to learn, but you just go all the way around. And they shouldn't be able to be on simultaneously, the left talks and the right talks. So when they're both pushed in, neither should be on. One's pushed in, you get the idea. Same with the pumps, one should take over from the other, so they should only go off when they're both out. And then center is, the gravity is just a normal switch.
APU LCV.
Is that one.
10th stage isolation valve.
Both open.
Packs.
Both on.
Air conditioning panel.
Just give you a better view. Normal. Cockpit temp set to cabin. Ram airs out, extinguished, guarded.
Pressurization panel.
So I guess 0 we have. Man out is centered. Man rate is all the way around. Rescont in. Illuminates and manual is indicated on the ICAS and here. Set out. Full light illuminates and goes out. Emergency depression out, extinguished and guarded. Let's have a look at the arrival barrow 1017 2992. Is it going to be 30.1? Let's have a look. No, it's more like 30. So we can just drop that down. And the elevation at Arlanda is 138 feet, which, if 0 is about there, close enough, and man rate is aligned.
Bleed air panel.
So all off, all on.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel switch.
Out.
Cal anti-ice switches.
In, no caution. Out.
Anti-ice panel.
So wing heat is off, wing lights are out, left and right cowl are out. Push these to test. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 window heats okay. Windshield and window. Reset those. Detect some ice. And we get a caution. The wing overheat.
Wing overheat.
Now we have the warning and
Wing overheat.
the advisory.
Wing overheat.
Emergency lights.
So they're currently off, and caution, go put them on, get the info message, sorry, status message, emergency lights on, go check them, and then put them on, and we have nothing displayed.
Passenger signs.
Can go to, oh, it's not mapped, that's disappointing. W flight stopped running again. Interesting. So I thought I was running setup that I had that was modified. And it's just not detecting it. Now that could be, no, spoilers are working, I've already checked that. Interesting. Just not detecting that at all. Which is annoying. But what that's going to involve more tweaking for me. So annoying when things get updated and then they just don't work. It's alright, we can do it from here.
ELT.
Armed.
Glare shield panel.
Set. No, it is. Just set that to 1100. We'll be talking to somebody. I don't know who though. We'll figure it out from the ATIS.
Crew and passenger oxygen.
We have 1860 oxy and we can test here. And this side.
DCU warning panel.
Out extinguished and guarded.
CVR.
Test. That comes on.
Audio panels.
Not fussed about this side, stall protectors on, and have to figure something out for this side. But at the moment, we are on 1228. Setcom 1, not monitoring anything else.
SPS system.
So, both stall protection pushes are on. We push stab 1 in and go all the way nose down. disconnect. What controls we have, and then we do SPS left and right. Install fail. Ignition AMD. Get all the warnings. I don't think the G switch or anything else works. How that one did, that's interesting. Because I've got it mapped some other way. Pilot disconnect works. Let go, everything stops.
Integrated standby instrument.
Is quite set. We want an elevation of about 300 feet. That's not far off. 017 here as well, I guess. Anyway, set sensible.
Clock.
Is flight time set UTC 1514. Looks about right to me.
EFIS, ICAS.
Checked. No X's. All looks sensible.
Main landing gear bay overheat.
Fail it first. Checked.
Gear bay
Checked.
overheat.
TOS warning switches.
Down here, out extinguished, guarded. Can do is do the test. You should see it on both.
Flight slope. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Checked.
Pitch and roll disconnects.
They are both stowed.
Ground spoilers.
Auto.
Thrust reversers.
Emergency stow is out and thrust reversers are both on.
Thrust levers.
All the way. So both full and free.
Engine speed switches.
Both on.
Engine vibration check.
On. Look for the VIB, goes up to 3.5 and stops. Which it does.
Oral warning. Smoke detector.
Smoke.
Smoke toilet, smoke baggage bay.
Smoke.
Trims. Mock trim.
So, stab trim, Mac trim. And we have 2 in op. Check for the clacker in both directions. It's on the pilot side. Okay, pilot side, you can see my pitch works regardless of what seat I'm in. Stab disconnect works, stab and Mac trim, and then the reverse. This time stab 1. So correct in both directions.
Hello, Captain. It's Jenny from Hot Start Flight Support. Your passengers have arrived. Shall I have them brought to the plane?
Nope, we're not ready yet.
Understood. Just call me when you're ready to receive them.
Will do.
Anything else?
Nope, that's
Always
it.
a pleasure. Take care.
So, stab trim, disconnect works. So we now pop stab trim in, no caution. Mac trim in, no caution. I'm not going to check the other 2, and we're going to set around about 6.2 for our departure.
Yacht ampers.
On, no cautions.
Reversionary inhibit switches.
Extinguish guarded, and everything else is set normal.
IRS.
3 in nav.
CPDLC.
I don't think there's anyone to connect to. I'm going to skip that just in case we get given a CPDLC on ATIS.
TCAS.
TCAS system test OK.
So, TCAS done.
ATIS and clearance.
So, let me look on the chart first. It says departure rate is 11215 and 13213. Now I can obviously cheat and see that it's 13213. So, let's tune that. Do I have it tuned? COM2, no. What I can do is switch that over. You won't hear it because I need to turn on monitoring.
480. Transition level 60. Wind 050 degrees 7 knots. Variable between 020 and 090 degrees. OK. Temperature 15. 2.2. QNH1015 hectopascal. Trend. No significant changes. Information Charlie out. Hello upon information Charlie. Met report time 1450. Expectors for ILS approach. For RNP approach. Runway in use 13 left and 06. Passing 2,000 feet, contact landing radar on frequency 136.480. Transition level 60. Wind 050 degrees 7 knots. Variable between 020 and 090 degrees. Time OK. Temperature 15. 2.2. QNH1015 hect.
Oh gosh, that is painful. So you can see that I've set the QNHs there, but of course it's easier just to do this. Much easier, much nicer. So, I don't think there is anybody online. Frankfurt's online, but what we can do is tune 13648, which is already preset, so we don't need to do anything for now. For COM1, we can simply transmit on Unicom and then switch over. So we have no one to give us clearance. But what I might do is just try it. So EDGN is their log on. So we are going from here to ATIS Charlie and standard I say we were on earlier. Fish. Is it Victor 510? Yeah, looks it. I normally write that down, but I didn't. Right next to the clearance box. Ooh, what happened there? Let's see if they get that. So, ATIS clearance.
FMS flight plan, wind update, perf.
So, we know it's downloaded. So, alternate, Sierra Kilo. We have a fuel alternate, we'll talk about that en route as well. We are going to PODIP. Yankee 867 PELUN, direct ANZIV, direct WRV, direct Key 867, TOLGI, direct MEGAR, direct LEBDA, KEMAX, November 851 to ROXEN, direct BEDOS, February 851 to PELUP, Zulu 226 to NILUG, and then an arrival. Happy. Quick gross error check of the distance. Ground distance 688, we've got 679, close enough. Still can't see anything in chat, so if you are saying anything, I do apologise. So, that's the flight plan loaded. Check the details in a moment. We're of course getting fuel at dest warnings because we have not done the perf in it. So, flight plan, wind update, and perf. Let's do that to get the most up-to-date info. Just had the temperature, which was 15. Put 91 in for later. I know that's not what you do in reality, but it's what we do every time. Use a full power takeoff. So, we are expecting 3 crew, 3 passengers, so people total. It's going to give us bags, call it 150 pounds. Sense fuel is correct. Cruise altitude 390 is correct. Our cruise to alternate is 180. Planned. Our reserves today are 877, so I'm happy with that. We're actually going to be off 15:45 is our takeoff time. Cautions have all gone away. It's going to request the wind update again just because that 15 minutes might make a difference. Don't know if it does.
Takeoff data.
Now, we haven't been given our clearance, so let's do that down here, shall we? Guess we didn't get given it. Call sign being wrong probably doesn't help. So that's the winds. Execute that. And let's do the call sign while we're here. Great, so that explains why that didn't work. Can't really do much before we get to here. It's not via CPDLC. Probably don't need to do it. Not sure how long we're with Langen. Well, it's there if we need it. See if the departure clearance works first.
Hot start flight support. Jenny speaking. How can we help?
Well, we might as well get the packs out to start on the drinks.
Understood. They'll be there in a couple of minutes. Anything else? Always a pleasure. Take care.
at least it's been received. Ideally we should do that earlier, because of course I'm now stuck waiting for my departure and everything else. Let's have a look at the charts. Well, this worked. Wonderful. 1-3 left. By PODIP 9 Foxtrot. 5077. One 3648. We have. Latest Charlie start approved. So, do we need to talk to them for... I'll monitor it, we'll see. No, it went too early there, we'll do that as we start. So, we are 1-3 left. And we're PODIP 9 Foxtrot. Gets us to the same place. So 9 Foxtrot, looking at the charts, takes us over Cola, 134 for the runway heading.
Hello, Captain.
That's
How are
about
you
right.
today?
I'm well, thanks.
That's great to hear. Well, we're all set back there, so we can get going anytime.
So, as well, take out the chock, shut the door, and then with departure, briefed and done. So, PODIP Delta Q, yep, 220, which we've got bugged above 15. What is the initial climb clearance is 5,000. We have been cleared. $1,500, 220 at 9.4. Cola, yeah. Stop there, then PODIP, so those are all fine. Take off, 1-3 left. Let's have a look at the airport chart. So we're going to go out. Might as well go all the way to the end. 1-3 full set. And the wind that we had was 050 at 7. Some variability. 1015. Left crosswind. Fine. Ample runway available. Speed sent, and on the departure, minimum climb gradient of 3.8%, about 9.4, to passing 1,400 feet. The MSA is 3,800, so we'll be above that.
Avionics and charts.
So avionics charts I've got set up, and I've got the charts available. I'm just not going to bring them up here because it's a little bit of additional fiddling.
Flight instruments.
It's an RNAV departure, so we'll arm nav. So we have sensible PFD, the aircraft's in a slight left roll, just on the ground that we're on. And HSI is 172 degrees, which is approximately correct. FMS for nav with the first waypoint 700 and then direct to Delta Kilo 130134 is set. Initial heading is runway heading 134 degrees. B speeds 114, 121, 132 and 154 is safety speed. Target is 200. Left side flight directors with LNAV out select and takeoff 5000 initial altitude set, QNH set, VSI 0 and N1 TOT.3.
Departure briefing.
Discussed easy RNAV. If we need to come back, we'll just do a lap, go around above 3800 and come back on to 13 left.
Emergency procedures. Pins, covers, chocks. Cabin lights, water heaters, master seat. Flight compartment checklist complete. CPDLC.
Done.
ATIS and clearance.
Actually, have I done CPDLC? Let's try it. No.
Engine start checklist next.
Okay, happy for the engine start checklist. We've been cleared to start.
Engine start checklist. Doors. Closed. Parking brake and pressure. Checked and set. Fuel quantity and balance.
Langen, hello, Federal Delta Mike, passing flight level 300, inbound Daniel. Wings, correction, Federal 8 Delta Mike, Langen, radar low identified.
Fuel balance is within limits. We're approaching 200 pounds.
Beacon. On. Fuel boost pumps. On. Ignition.
Lufthansa 411, hello,
Armed.
identified.
Engine 2 start.
Flight level 410. 2410, and we received a contact me from 127925. Yeah, you're still in my sector, but you
Cleared
can contact
to start engine number 2.
Alles klar, 127925, Dankeschön, Lufthansa 411.
Starting engine number 2. M1's turning.
Langen, Lufthansa
20%, less than 120. M1's turning. Oil pressure is on. Fuel's on. Fuel's increasing. ITT's increasing. Oil pressure's increasing.
Ryanair 2281 on my frequency.
Fuel system.
So, right's running, we're looking for left low. Left and right pump.
Canon 241, sorry, climb flight level 350.
Left low.
Canon 125,
Engine 1 start.
127.925. 127.925, Canon 125, Dankeschön, tschüss.
Yes, start number 1. Let's start number 1.
First Wing 78 Charlie, contact Langen radar 127.
So, switch lights on. Oil pressure's increasing. 20%, less than 120. M1's turning. Fuel on. Fuel flow increases. ITT's increasing, and oil pressure is increasing.
Engine start checklist complete. After start checklist, next. After start checklist. Generator 1 and 2.
So, both available.
On, checked AC and DC. Ignition.
Both checked.
Disarmed. Packs. On. 14th stage. Open. Cowl anti-ice. On, check 45 seconds. Flight controls.
Full forward, full aft, full left, full right, full left rudder, full right rudder.
Ground spoilers.
So at the moment they're auto.
Ground traffic, FedEx 8 Lima Golf, starting push and start at gate 15, Echo 15, facing north. Ground traffic.
So auto, nothing deployed. Disarm, nothing deployed. Armed, come out. Auto, they stay.
Flight spoilers.
All out. Half to half. Stow to stow.
Cal anti-ice.
On.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice. Test on. Fuel balance.
It's still about 200 kilos. Left torques to sort it out.
Trims.
1, 2, 3, 7, take off.
No steer. Armed. APR.
APR 1, test OK. 2, test OK.
ADG unit. Supplemental ground wing anti-ice.
Just waiting for that. So switch light out.
Cal anti-ice. Off. Wing anti-ice. Norm. 14 stage isolation valve.
In and on, out and off.
Wing
Open.
anti-ice.
So wing anti-ice on, yellow into, and switch lights.
Checked. Off. ATS. N1 TO. ATC TCAS. TARA. After start checklist complete. Taxi checklist next.
Right, let's have a listen.
Sorry. 910, position Victor 901 Alpha via Mike and Lima 9er. Mike and Lima 9er, position Victor 1 Alpha, Lufthansa 8 Hotel Papa, contact Amsterdam Radeon 134.375. Contact 134.375, Lufthansa 8 Hotel Papa. The jet clear establish ILS 06 and request Mr. Posh procedure for training. Hotel Juliet Kilo, Roger. In case of missed approach, come on runway track to 5,000 feet and contact tower on 134.180. Approach of 5,000 feet and 134.180. Thank you, thank you.
Hey Mark, good chat's working, thanks very much.
Radar, Moin, Runner 5 Foxtrot 370 in Mount Tolgi.
This is why top down doesn't
Runner 5
work.
Foxtrot, Langen Radar identified, direct to Lazis. Direct Lazis, Runner 5 Foxtrot.
Langer, good afternoon. Fraction 339 Tango, stand Victor 510 at clone request taxi run 113 left.
First city at 33 Foxtrot, descent flight level 70. Fraction 339 Tango, hello, taxi runway 13 left via Bravo and Alpha 7, report ready for departure.
Taxi 13 left, Bravo, Alpha 7 Wilco, fraction 339 Tango. So right turn Bravo, Alpha 7 to the end, easy.
Taxi checklist. Taxi lights.
Clear left, clear right.
On. Wing and Cal anti-ice.
Not required.
Brakes and steering.
We're out at 1542
FedEx 8 Lima Golf.
with 7410.
Destination Barcelona via Durban to Quebec departure. Flight plan route. Climb by sit 5,000 feet and squawk is 5070. Clear destination Barcelona via Nuremberg to Quebec departure 5,000 feet, squawk 5070.
Maybe we went on 510.
8 Lima Golf, feedback correct and report ready for taxi.
So brakes work, steering works. Hey, these are all Victor 510.
Reverse thrust.
Test those out in a moment.
And Corridor 9 Charlie, hello, plate Antalya, Kumik to Quebec departure, flight plan route, climb via SIT 5,000 feet, squawk 2122. Cologne, Kumik to Quebec departure route, runway 13 left, 5,000 feet.
So right reverse.
Corridor 9 Charlie.
Checked.
Is that correct? KLM 1921, contact
Stowed
radar
left.
17.925.
Checked.
17.925.
Stowed.
With taxi the de-ice, boss checklist here until paper de-ice checklist is complete.
Not required.
Flaps. 20. Altimeters. Set and cross check. Radar weather. On. Takeoff briefing.
We have discussed left seat takeoff. Easy departure. Just going to go straight up to the end here. Straight ahead, left turn, cola, and then PODIP.
Taxi checklist complete. Before takeoff checklist next.
So minimum takeoff fuel for route today is 5334. 2,000 pounds more than that. Where have I been, Mark? Yeah, we'll talk about it in cruise. It's been hectic.
Are you ready for the arrival briefing?
What?
Any questions? CGN 33 Foxtrot, descent altitude 3000 feet, KNH 1015. Descending 3000 feet, KNH 1015.
A little bit stuttery.
Fraction 339 Tango, wind is 050 keys, 8 knots, runway 13 left, cleared for takeoff.
13 left, clear for takeoff, fraction 339 Tango, thanks.
Before takeoff checklist. Passenger signs. Advised on. Anti-collision light. On. Pros. On. Windshield heat.
Left heading 270.
On.
Alpha 7 checked. Not required.
Continuous ignition. On. ATC TCAS. TARA. Supplemental ground wing anti-ice. Checked. CAS. Takeoff to Big OK.
Checked.
Landing pulse recog lights.
4147 cleared
On.
Copenhagen.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
So,
After takeoff checklist next.
we have been cleared.
5024.
Approaching 13 left.
13 left, correct runway. And we're almost on time.
Good afternoon, Super 845, flight level 360 with BEDOS.
Select 4147, the squawk is 5024.
On runway 13 left.
So correct runway, let's go.
Correct, break, speedbird 845, hello, radar contact.
Power set, speed's alive.
80 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate.
Spark and please say it again, sorry.
Positive rate.
Squawk 5070 and taxi runway 13 left via Alpha 5. 15070 Alpha 5 to 13 left. FedEx equivalent.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear. Up. Flaps.
I have two stations over here. KLM Nana Papa Uniform, you called, right? KLM Nana Papa Uniform, descent flight level 260, cross Norco flight level 280.
Thrust reversers. Off. Ignition. Off. Pressurization.
Turn right heading 290.
Checked. PAX transition.
Hotel Bravo Lima Juliet Kilo, hello identified. Confirm you would like to do another island
Completed. N1. Climb set. APU generator. Off. APU. Shut down. Passenger signs.
So we'll leave those on for the moment.
CAS.
Checked and clear.
After takeoff checklist complete.
CGN-ARN Foxtrot, left heading 080, cleared ILS 05 right.
080, cleared ILS 05.
It's 095.
Fraction 339 Tango identified, climb via SIT, flight level 140.
Climb via SIF, flight level 140, fraction 339 Tango.
Chicago 5, November Charlie,
So there's no restrictions on here, so we can go straight up to that. And we can max 220. After takeoff checks are complete.
First KLM 3 uniform on conversion within P300 operator. On conversion 300 operator, KLM 3 uniform. KLM 9 Papa uniform on conversion speed 290 knots or less.
Conversion speed to the Your wings 1 Delta, 1 Bravo, information data on board, request further descent.
So, no more restrictions. 250.
You can expect further descent in 10 miles.
Copy that, your wings 1 Bravo.
Scott 33827, radar contact.
A little bit too flat in that cloud layer, but whatever.
Echo 41, push back approved facing west. Finner 8 Delta Mike descent 3000 feet, KNH 1015. 3000 units 1015 at 10 point. Forwards on Yamaha 360. Rapid 1289 Langen radar, auto identified, climb to flight level 340. Seat direct to Member. Proceed towards Member, will climb 360. Radeon 9er, request stick. Stand by 1 second. Turkish 7, proceed direct to Bimber. Turkish 7.
So we don't need that anymore.
9772, lead contact Amsterdam radar 134.375.
Amsterdam 134.375, 977 Juliet, thanks.
Corridor 9 Charlie, push back approved facing east. Facing east, Alex 8 Lima Golf and 030, correct. Wind 75, 038 knots, runway 13 left, cleared for takeoff.
Wind is copy, cleared for takeoff, runway 13 left, FedEx signal left. Yeah, wings 1 and request pushback.
Wings 149, pushback approved facing north.
Approved facing north, Sierra Wings 149.
CGN-ARN Foxtrot, wind is 030 degrees 10 knots, runway 15 right, clear to land.
So we were off at 1546.
On Bravo 18, and Charlie and Bot, requesting evacuation to Copenhagen.
Finner 8 Delta Mike, left heading 080, cleared ILS 05 right.
Left 00, cleared ILS 05 right, correct Delta Mike.
Lufthansa 1 Charlie Kilo, cleared to Copenhagen via PODIP Nana Foxtrot departure, climbed via SIT 5000 feet and squawk is 5063.
Pressurization, so lights are all off, cabin's climbing steadily, delta P is 4.3 and the altitude's at 1000.
Copenhagen ready, PODIP Nana Foxtrot departure, initial climb to 5000 feet and squawk 5063 for Lufthansa 1 Charlie Kilo.
Feedback correct.
KLM 3 uniform, further descent.
KLM 3 uniform, sorry, contact Amsterdam radar 134.375.
No worries, 134.375, good day.
Turkish 7, contact Amsterdam radar 134.375.
134.375, Turkish 7.
KLM 9 Papa uniform, contact Amsterdam radar 134.375.
134.375.
Ryden 5 Foxtrot, contact Bremen on 125 decimal 025.
125 Ryden 5 Foxtrot, bye bye. And M1, Passenger 321, level 400 M1.
Passenger 321, Langen radar, radar contact.
Langen Jupiter, deflection 658, transmitting level 400 to log.
Fraction 658, Hotel Langen radar, radar contact.
1000 to go, climbs at 1000 feet a minute, just to minimize any TCAS.
Your wings 1 Bravo,
Conflicts.
confirmed Delta Lima 530, continue on current heading. Stand by, call you. Wings 1 Bravo, descend 3000, KNH 1015, continue clear standing. Descending 3000, KNH 1015, present heading, wings 1 Bravo.
Climb flight level 240, fraction 339 Tango. So we'll see what 2000 gives us as a pitch up. A little bit comfortable. Bouncing about. So we were overhead PODIP at 5.4. Just 3 minutes later than planned. And we've got roughly about the right amount of fuel. These 3 look like 5 degrees up. So we'll maintain pitch. Nice bit of traffic ahead of us. Bremen 125025, thanks for service, fraction 339 Tango, cheers. Five 025. Raymond, good afternoon. Fraction 339 Tango, passing flight level 220, climbing flight level 240, overhead bad go. Climb flight level 390, fraction 339 Tango. Right, let's go flight level change at 300. A little bit aggressive. Busy departure. Yeah, that's not too bad. Look, 5 degrees, comfortable. I think. I hope.
Please check if the connection has 10 power, question 1
So ready to switch over to 7.8. There we go, Mac changeover.
Altitude 4,000 feet. Turn, sorry, I'm new. Turn right heading, could you say again? Right heading 350. Right heading, right heading 350 and QNH. I have done already, it's okay, but I'm so sorry, Ryanair 71 kilo. But the broken QNH is 1018. Make it now left heading, again, left heading 360. Bremen radar, Ryanair 71 kilo, what's that for me? Yeah, of course, Ryanair 71 kilo. Okay, so now you're turning to the right, is that correct? So make a right heading 360 now, 360 bitte. Right heading is 360, Ryanair 71 kilo.
So what were we, 16:03, so still 3 minutes late. And we've got what, 6.6, yeah, 6, or 60 or something.
Climb to flight level 240. Lufthansa 1 Papa, climb level 240.
How are the audio levels? Because obviously I can turn my headset up and down.
5 Foxtrot monitor advisory 1228, bye bye. Advisory 1228, 5 Foxtrot, thank you. Bremen Radar, hello, Express 227, Lambert, flight level 350. That was blocked, World Express 227, Papa, Bremen Radar, identified, hello. Alpha Moin identified descent flight level 11, proceed direct to Robeck.
Right, outcaps 80.
356, contact line radar 129er decimal 925.
Line radar 129er decimal 925, Desert Chief at 6, goodbye, awesome ATC.
Delta 5 Tango, contact line radar 129er, correction 127 decimal 925, cheers.
127 now to flat level,
Contact 672 Juliet, contact flight level 370.
Contact line level 370, 1676, 672 Juliet.
Bremen Radar, good afternoon, ground SM September, and beyond frequency, flight level 370. First Runner 77, Papa Romeo identified, hello. And Swiss Evidence 24, Bremen Radar identified, welcome. Georgia 249er, contact line radar 136 decimal 480. 136 480, Georgia 249er, bye.
Correction, ANZIV, 5 minutes.
First Runner 71 kilo, descent to altitude 3000 feet.
Descent altitude 3000 feet, Ryanair 71 kilo.
Santa Luke 672 Juliet, you're leaving my sector in approximately 3 minutes, so I call you shortly after you are on Unicom.
Roger, contact 672 Juliet.
The 62 Papa Bravo, Bremen identified. Ryanair 71 kilo, right handling 110, clear less 09er left.
Right heading 110, clear LS 09er left, the Ryanair 71 kilo.
Delta 355, contact line radar 127 decimal 925.
127 925, General.
Avion 26 Fox, contact line radar 127 decimal 925. Ciao, danke. KLM 22 Alpha, proceed inbound to Norco.
Proceed to Norco, KLM 22 Alpha.
KLM 22 Alpha, contact line radar 136 decimal 480, cheers.
13650 Blanc, KLM 22 Alpha.
Ryanair 71 kilo, any chance you intercepting the RS approach?
Bremen Radar, Ryanair 71 kilo, say again please.
Ryanair 71 kilo, make it a sharp right heading let's say 130, try to intercept the ILS approach please.
Right heading 130,
sorry, I'm being a bit busy, boring guys, but quite sure when all the talking will stop. And I know it's difficult to listen to one over the other. We've got an hour in the cruise anyway.
Super Express 227 Papa, turning Delta Kilo 654.
Direct Delta Kilo 654, Will Express 227 Papa.
So is 1 Oscar Papa, contact Bang Radar 127 decimal 925.
127 925, 1 Oscar Papa, messages.
Bremen Radar, Ryzen Air 7 Kilo, I got a localizer, per greater. Block. Lufthansa 351, descent level 190, rate of descent 2500 feet per minute, greater.
Descent level 190, 2500 feet per minute, greater, Lufthansa 351.
Subtract 6, monitor advisory 228, bye-bye. Advisory 128, bye-bye. Come on. Bird Express 227 Papa, descent to flight level 240.
Flight level 240, Will Express 227 Papa.
Lufthansa 1 Papa Papa, climb to flight level 350.
Lufthansa 1 Papa Papa, climb flight level 350.
FedEx 4147, identified to you, climb to flight level 350.
Flight level 350, FedEx 4147.
Bremen Radar, Ryzen Air 71 Kilo, got localizer. 71 Kilo, ja, das sieht wunderbar aus. Contact Tower 120 decimal 180, tschüss.
120 decimal 180, Ryzen Air 71 Kilo. Und danke dir, ciao.
That's correct, tschüss. Lufthansa 351, contact Bang Radar 127 decimal 925.
127 925, Lufthansa 351, tschüss.
Marker 3650, can you confirm that? Direct to.
Marker 3650, direct to Raflo.
Here we go, MEGAR. It's quite a long way, isn't it? 146 miles, very long direct leg. This is a Eurocontrol validated route. So we couldn't fly this exactly as it is in reality. So sorry, I'm a little bit distracted just because I'm looking and planning, because I'm going real world flying tomorrow, so hopefully we'll have some pictures and videos back from that. Looks like another killer Ginner's day tomorrow. At the beginning of the week, the forecast for this weekend looked relatively ropey, maybe a bit windy, not that great. Whereas now it looks great. So I'm going to make the most of it.
Papa Papa, stop your climb flight level 320 due to traffic above.
Lufthansa 1 Papa Papa, flight level 320.
Lufthansa 9 Yankee Alpha, proceed direct Delta Victor 483, descent to flight level 70.
Direct Delta Victor 483, descending flight level 70. Lufthansa 9 Yankee Alpha.
Ryanair 77 Papa Romeo, descent to flight level 300.
Descent flight level 300, Ryanair 77 Papa Romeo.
Bird Express 227 Papa, contact Lang Radar 136 decimal 480.
136 480, Will Express 227 Papa.
Victor Romeo, sorry, ich muss nur kurz aus dem Cockpit raus. Kam irgendwelche Instruktionen für mich?
Victor Romeo, nee, alles gut. Start your descent flight level 250 now.
Okay, descent flight level 250, Contact Victor Romeo.
Lufthansa Lufthansa 9 Yankee Alpha, do you prefer runway 09 left or right?
Right.
Lufthansa 9 Yankee Alpha, okay, roger, expect so. Lufthansa 9 Yankee Alpha, decent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Yeah, it's looking nice in, where are we going? We are going to Stockholm, aren't we? Arlanda. I'm sure we've not been here before. But I can't promise it. Oh, I know what I've done. Probably let the packs out to go to the toilet. But X-Plane is still doing the weird oscillation.
Condor 3 Victor Romeo, proceed direct to Neugo. Direct Neugo, 103 Victor Romeo. In Condor 3 Victor Romeo, contact Bremen radar 126.325, cheers. 126.325, 103 Victor Romeo, tschüss, schönen Tag noch. Radeon 77 Papa Romeo, descent to flight level 250. Descent flight level 250, Radeon 77 Papa Romeo.
Oh, it sounds like it's quieted down a little bit. There you go, another little oscillation. That's a big jump, isn't it?
Papa, thank you. You're clear of the traffic now. Further line board Unicorn 1228. Bye bye.
Lufthansa 1 Papa, further line board Unicorn 1228. Danke, ciao.
Lufthansa 9 Yankee Alpha, continue present heading, descent altitude 3000 feet.
Present heading 3000 feet.
Traction 339 Tango, connect Bremen radar 126.325.
Bremen 126.325, thanks for the service. Fraction 339 Tango, cheers. Oh. Is that 75 or 25? It's 325.
54 Charlie Alpha, Bremen radar 185, contact level 360. 360.
Anyway, I hope you're all well. I think I've just about shifted jet lag. This week was pretty grim. Raymond, good afternoon. Fraction 339 Tango, flight level 390, direct MEGAR.
Last station, second please.
It's fraction 339 Tango.
Fraction 339 Tango, second.
Fraction 339 Tango, flight level 390, direct MEGAR, Mike Echo Golf Alpha Romeo.
Fraction 339 Tango, bring radar,
Sweet. Before I get that in. Yeah, so I managed to get the sleep cycle okay, having come back from Atlanta on Sunday. It landed at about 6 in the morning. We had to hold for a little while because Heathrow wasn't open, and the jet stream was helping along to shorten the flight pretty significantly, because obviously airlines don't like holding for no reason, but sometimes you just can't help it for those early morning arrivals. And apparently Heathrow doesn't open until 6 anymore. I managed to get the sleep sorted, but I was just pretty fatigued all week, so just haven't been able to shift it. But getting there now.
T734 turn right, direct towards Woody. Right to Woody. Woody, yes. NTR 666, it's got. NTR 666 expect the AMP approach runway 14 out of order. Expect AMP approach 14, NTR 666. GB direct to Orkberg. And the waypoint is Whiskey Oscar Delta Yankee. Correct, GB for select. Radar 578 for Delta, Thrustmaster TPR on stand Alpha 11 requesting clearance. Flair 1336, Quality Unicorn 122, just Mike, goodbye. Kill 1271, turn right, direct to Tudlow. Right for Tudlow, yeah. Gonna 3 Victor Romeo, connect arrival 120540. 120540, gonna 3 Victor Romeo. Wieder 17 Golf Zulu, squawk 1337. Wieder 7 Golf Zulu, squawk 1337. Decent to flight level 260. Volunteer 7349, climb to flight level 380. 7349, climb to 380. Hello, you're being 7 Foxtrot passing for the 244. Joining 7 Foxtrot, Bremen radar, hello, you identified, 7110. This is 7110, you're being 7 Foxtrot. Portugal 754 Alpha, 1 at Unicum, 122 goodbye. 128, Republic 754 Alpha, bye. NTR 666, decent to 5,000 feet, QNH Sylt 1021. QNH 1021, 5,000 feet, NTR 666. Olympic 951, connect Bremen radar 15025. Bremen radar 125, this 025, bye-bye Olympic 951.
Right. So the arrival looks pretty easy.
Good day. EC1963 at flight level 30 bound to market. And should I switch over to Unicom as I'm leaving your airspace?
I requested that, maybe I hadn't. There we go, well, we got some cover over there at least. RLS26, all runways arrivals, so how's this good for that? 1017 is good. Cav OK, looks pretty much the same. 2209 is what you've reported.
Whatever that, I'm pilot Radeon and then I'll switch to unit 1 to CGN-ARN. You have a good day, bye-bye.
German 47 for Yankee, Unicom, ciao.
Unicom, German 47, Yankee, tschüss, Jonas.
Choo-choo.
German Radar positioning, Wacker 47, review.
Wacker 477, hello, squawk 1335.
Wacker 46, squawk 1335.
During 7 Foxtrot, direct Delta Hotel 257. Direct to Delta Hotel 257, Airwing 7. Alpaca Force, Leap 477, you are identified. Count plan number 380.
Alpaca 477, flight level 380.
NTR 666, cleared on, key approach, runway 14, report on front track. I'm hello, you are repeat, runway 14, 666. Report is ready. Nordic 83 goes, 360. Nordic 83 go, follow you identified, direct to KEMAX. Direct to KEMAX, nice kick. VATSIM Golf Zulu, decent to flight level 110.
More Alpine 955, contact 262, ground vehicle with Foxtrot.
Banana 55 follow you identified, decent level 110.
Sunday 110,
Drawing some Foxtrot, connect Bremen 120540, choose.
120540, drawing some Foxtrot, choose.
Information, hello, Delta Echo, Romeo, India, November, Piper Pier 28, 5 minutes, correction east of Sylt in 3000 feet, weather traffic information. Delta India, November, squawk 7740. 7740, Delta India, November. Maybe that's for photos? Not with me at the moment.
Oh, an hour at the hold at Heathrow. No, it wasn't that bad. I think it was only one lap and then a longer final to get in. So it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was still at least half an hour earlier than the scheduled time, and we left late anyway. So it's just grim being sat on a tube in the cheap seats, not being able to get any real quality sleep.
Identified 3000, no reports traffic. Banana 55, connect arrival 120540, choose.
0540 at my 95.
Skriver 611, monitor Unicom 128, goodbye. 30 Unicom 128, scout 6 knots, yeah. Okay, 1271, monitor Unicom 122, that's my goodbye. Direction 339, Tango, monitor advisory 128, choose.
1228. Fraction 339 Tango. Thanks. Bye.
Polotea 735.
Ah, there we go. Right, peace and quiet, back with the crazies. No offence to anybody. You know, normal for VATSIM. Back to the incompetence. That's what we're talking about. So, MEGAR. We are 3-1, and we're going to be there. I don't have the ETAs on just because it clutters it. So yeah, we're still 3 minutes late. And I guess Copenhagen is what's on. The approaches are 5.5 fuel we should have, 5.5 fuel we do have, which is good. It's just all off the OFP. Right, MEGAR 5.5, 5470. Not quite, almost. 0.6 to go. What's it going to be? 5460. 5460. And overhead at 3.4. Almost 3.5. But close enough. So I'll try and get the charts working on the other side. Good, they still do. It's more like 3.5, isn't it? So plus 4 minutes. Nil ATC, and we're going to LEBDA, and then that's the Swedish FIR. Both these points FIR boundaries. That means they're probably a mandatory reporting point. Now, one thing from this OFP, obviously I put the OFP up, was that there was an en route fuels in it, and fuel en route airport, which is because we've got fuel in Simbrief set to EASA rules, which means we can go from a 5% contingency down to a 3% contingency by having an en route. But interestingly, looking at it, it gives us a 5% anyway, so Simbury seems to have gone a little bit squiffy. No. So it's given us a contingency with a destination rather than a contingency with an amount. So I couldn't quite rack my brains around it. It doesn't matter, it's £200 of fuel. And we've got rounded up to get 4,000 overhead, so just an interesting little quirk. Of course, 5 to 3% makes a big difference when you've got significantly more fuel in your tanks and you are going a lot further. Certainly 5% versus 3% on transatlantic, for instance, makes a massive difference. So, 55 minutes to destination with ILS-26. Let's have a look at our approaches. I'm just going to have a look on the charts first. There's an RMP. There's an RMP with an approval. Ooh, that looks fun. With a looks like an RF leg. Why is that any different? What's wrong with the ILS? The ILS is straight in, relatively flat. So let's pop that in. ILS-26. Just to get an overview of it. Now this is procedural, so are we going to come over the island of VOR? I don't think so. Is the initial approach fix? Is it? Is it really? Well, let's put it in and have a look. So, chart-wise, no, there we go. There we go. I set up a shortcut for this, I just had forgotten it. So, there's our arrival, which is fine. Taking us to the north, and we're coming down to the south. Don't think there's any other transitions. There's an RMP that comes from the same spot, and the minimums on LPV get you down to 200 anyway. We might end up with a little bit of GPS hiccuping as we go over the Baltic. Might be a little bit far out, but there is that risk, which was something I was going to talk about, because of course we are where are we? I guess we've probably seen it by now. There's a different trend. Anyway, Kaliningrad is over on the coast out here. A little bit contested. I don't know how far the jamming goes out, but you can certainly get jammed in the Baltic. So there was the possibility of that. So RNAV would not necessarily be your preferred option. What's changed? 1620, is it still alpha? Looks the same to me. But this does keep us low. Speed restrictions for the TM8. Don't be too high, fine. A bit of an odd note. Anyway, whatever. Seems like quite a long way out of the centre of Stockholm, but that makes sense in a lot of places. So we'll be going to Täby out, and then something like that. We can hold if we need to. We're going to expect vectors. I might just end up closing those two just to get at least a little bit of a VNAV path going on. As we go Teb. Is there a discontinuity? We get to Teb. Where's Urzak? Let's have a look at the level, shall we? No, 3 Tango. Oh, because that's Pepper. Right, fine. Okay, my bad. So we don't do this because that's 3 Papa, so we'll just be here and then in. So maybe straight line it. It would make more sense to have us in the hole to the north. We can hold a Täby. What we can do is find Edkas. And then think about a 30-degree 5-mile leg to intercept. 5 miles, 4 miles. So the reciprocal of 25007. So 07, so you'd be looking at 30 onto that would be 100, 5 miles. So 100. Let me try 4. Pop that in. How far out is Edkas? Let's have a look. 10 miles at 200. Should be right. Gonna go around the houses, but at least that'll give us something to go off. And then for the arrival, take this 220 at 10. Really? Temperature's 10, dew point is -1, 1017. So we've got 1017 set standby, we can set it here. Changes and it goes. So that's set up, ready and queued. 9 knot headwind. Runway 26. Runway 26 says that we should have no idea where they'll stick us. So there's restrictions. Taxi chart for big aeroplanes. Loads of stuff. Could read through the rifle brief. So what I'm really after is 2.6. So 8,200 feet. Happy. B speeds, well, we're not going to need that. 32.2 is going to be our heaviest by the looks of things. So that gets us down to 121 plus 5, which is 126. Send those through. Obviously, if we are in the air longer, that's about as much of a shortcut as I think we're going to get. If we're in the air any longer, we'll burn more fuel and we'll just be lighter, so we'll actually use less distance, or at least be able to slow quicker due to the weight. Even with the V-speed will be the same. So we've sent those through. Any climb gradient issues on the chart? No. Initial approach by RNAV start or vectoring. Okay, so actually, have we been sent to PUP because it's not an RNAV arrival? So we're at NILUG. Oh no, it is an RNAV arrival. It just happens to have. So it is an RNAV. There was a holding procedure in case we need it. Happy. So no restrictions on that. The MSA for arrival is maximum is 2,200 feet, so not particularly bad. And we've still got 50 minutes to go. Are we going to speak to anybody? Copenhagen's online. Approach is online, so we'll get to where we need to go. We can expect to, I think, hold, or at least prepare to hold here at Tebby, just in case approach picks us up, because they're probably not going to speak to us much before here, so we'll just fly this as filed. Head in. We need to be below 150, that makes sense. See that there. 3 Tango. In over here, and then something like that. Then what do we have? There's the airfield. So I think we want airport, and what have I got open? 109B. And this one, 109C. Where parking stands and codes for 8K. So 8K. Not sure if that's going to be us. So we've got C and E. Pretty difficult to make these charts out. So I've got C, E, and then B covers this area here. E and delta. Not the easiest to read when it's busy. So 2.6, even if we roll to the end, coming out here at X-ray 2. Not sure where the GA apron is, but it's probably not these. go down here. Maybe some of these ones. Anyway. Where are we? Overhead KEMAX. So we should have been here at 4.8 and we are here at 5.2, so 4 minutes late. But fuel-wise, 4.890. Should have 5 tons here, so we're burning a little bit more. The headwind, 23, an extra 3 knots, shouldn't be that much difference. So, got 43 minutes to go. I have a rough idea of what we're going to do when we get there. Obviously, it's always that bit more difficult on VATSIM when you haven't got complete coverage. So not a lot to say really. Let's have a look on any of the VATSIM maps. I don't like to do it on the PC. Prefer to do it on some other device. Looking busy down there at least. But just with approach. So that will probably make it busy. Certainly busy for us. Oh, not too busy down there then, but it'll certainly be busy for. It'll be busy for us. At least the ATIS is on and gives the runway in use. That saves a huge headache. What I will do is get the weather, just in case they go offline. I know we've got it, but we might need it again. And the alternate doesn't appear to be online, so it's worth having that in there, and at least just having an idea of what the weather is like. But shocker, I think it might be severe cavo care everywhere, which is great. Ah, the joys of VATSIM. Text messages out of cockpit 30 minutes. Wonderful. No one cares. There you go. And at least it's got a TAF as well. So still forecasting severe okay. Of course I'd expect maybe some fog. But nope. Just some low-ish clouds. So, nice, round. Who have we got out here to our left? There you go, you see that little contrail there? I mean, it's pretty cool. Zoom in on that, easier said than done. What's that going to be? I don't know. I'm not a spotter. Maybe a 380? A 359? That doesn't look like a 359. Looks like BA146. Maybe I need to double check and update the CSLs. Definitely says 359. Oh no, my bad, I was looking at a different one. This is RJ1H, so actually it is Air Ukraine. I believe that is BA146. Or an RJ, an Avro, whatever. So there should be something else out there. Oh, maybe it's just a bit too far out. I know it's this one that's the 359. Do you reckon we'll be able to see that? Oh, we might, you know. Yeah, plane spotting. That does look like an A350. And it's Emirates. Oh no. No, it doesn't look like an A350, does it? Like a triple? Womp womp. 36. Now, that's at 36, or at least that's what the VATSIM map says. 36,191. We're at 38,984. Maybe he was climbing, but aeroplanes can be below you. Can they be below you but above the horizon? They can be above you, but below the horizon because they're further out. He's at 37 and above the horizon, so go figure. Then was there something out here? I thought I saw something. I was making it up. So he's -2, and somebody out here should be +2. Is it that? It's a big old beastie. What's that? A Finnish jet, Finland. Another A359 that looks like a 777. So 41. Which I guess you'd expect when they're lightly loaded, nice and efficient. What are they doing? 488 over the ground, and we're doing 438. So I guess they cruise at decimal 0.83. It's certainly quick. We like quick. Anyway, this is why it's fun to fly VATSIM, because you get all these. Remember back in the day, in the old flight sim days, when you had lots of traffic auto-generated at airports, which did look pretty good, but it's just not quite the same as having effectively real traffic. So where's that? Does that finish? Oh, I'm surprised it's that high if it's just going from Heathrow to Helsinki. Finnair in a pretty big jet. Whatevs. We have a BEDOS. 17:05, so 5 minutes late. $470 on the fuel. A little bit low. But again, nothing to worry about. We have an extra hour and 10 minutes worth of fuel over and above our alternate and final reserve. So we've got ample for holding. Not that we should need to. Right, am I being dense? Because we haven't been given a descent. Have we missed top of descent? No, it's right ahead of us. So, let's wind it down. Our next restriction was... below 150. So let's pop that in. The airplane's swinging about all over the place. Alarm VNAV. Now, did we get a transition level? We didn't. We did. Transition level 60, so we can pop that in. Already in. Happy with the descent. Time to start on our way down. Who's that big old beastie over there in the sun? It's definitely a 777. I mean, it's Finnair at least, but that ain't no Airbus. Well, I'm surprised they wanted me to contact them so early. But okay, I can do that. That's 12665. 55. Which is nothing like the real frequency at the airport. Stockholm approach, good afternoon. Fraction 359 Tango, Challenger 650, information Alpha. Just leaving flight level 390, passing flight level 375.
Fraction 339 Tango, Stockholm approach, radar contact. Information Bravo now valid. And proceed direct in Vic, then Tepi, vectors for ILS approach runway 26, descent to flight level 110.
Direct Inwick, then Tebi, Tango, Echo, Bravo. Say again, runway for fraction 339 Tango.
Routing correct, and it's vectors for ILS approach runway 26.
Vectors ILS approach 26, fraction 339 Tango. So Inwick is not on our flight plan.
Tango, just confirm descent to flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110, fraction 339 Tango. So this is a complete mess. So Inwick is not here in our flight plan.
63, radar contact, climb to flight level 180 and left turn direct.
In WIQ. Then he wants us to go direct to the VOR. Which I have done incorrectly. So I'm going to pop that there. Pop that there. That's deleted out the arrival. The vectors. Straight lined it. Nice. So, no V-path condition, that's fine. We will just stay in pitch. Although it looks like we do have path condition. So, let's VS and slow this down a little bit. I'm not going to use the cheat screen to figure out what's going on.
Austrian 906 Foxtrot descend to flight level 70. You have around 65 cushion 75 track miles to go. Confirm flight level 70.
Finnair at my 7, yeah, that was the guy.
Descent checklist. Shoulder harness.
So, what's changed? 240 at 10, shoulder harness is done.
Passenger signs.
We don't need one yet, it's pretty smooth.
Pressurization.
Landing field elevation, sets.
Fuel quantity and balance.
Both are balanced.
FMS, landing data, charts.
So we've popped it in, checked it, I'm just going to update this. So 2660 is the same, 240 at 10. Still 10 degrees, 1017, so nothing changed. V speed's deselected as we expected. Still got ample runway.
Scanner under 63, monitor advisory, bye-bye.
121, so still 126. Landing data charts done.
Approach briefing.
We've discussed.
VNAV transition flight level.
Is done.
Descent checklist complete. Range checklist next.
That's a bit of 280. There we go. I didn't think we had V-path, so let that come back in and capture. And we're descending 0. So, Inwick to the VOR, straight in, happy, we can hold if we need to, that's published. Nice bit of shortcutting. Look how good the atmosphere looks on a clear, hazy day. That's what I'd expect.
Vanessa 3213, Stockholm, ready contact, climb to flight level 180, high speed approved, passing 3000 feet. That's correct, high speed approved after passing 3000 feet.
So, still 32.2, 32.3.
Ryanair 4605, Stockholm, hello, clearance, Kaunas via PODIP.
Slight difference.
Runway 1 and right. As you climb 5,000 feet, squawk
So that's
436.
127.
Correction, Ryanair 4605, read back correct.
Oh, I assumed he was following us in.
Heading 005, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1017.
017, check, set. So only 16 minutes to go to destination.
Radeon 3213, proceed direct TOLGI. TOLGI, it's Tango Oscar Kilo Sierra India.
So yeah, that's the POR we're going to. I know it will switch over. Course-wise, 250-1101. So minimums are 325 for this approach. So we'll go 330. Set. So far, happy aeroplane. Well, there is actually over Inwick, overhead a VOR anyway. That's 1143. Let me show that. There you go, you can see it pointing. Let's turn these down as we get a little closer, just so we don't blind ourselves. Passing 200, cabin's descending comfortably.
Austrian 906 Foxtrot, descend to altitude 2,500 feet. Descending 2,500. Fraction 339 Tango, descend to flight level 70.
Set flight level 70, fraction 339 Tango. Certainly getting us closer. Is this out here? Don't know. 10 o'clock going the other way. Climbing through our level. Don't see no lights. looking pretty good. I like it.
In range checklist. APU. Started. Altimeters.
Can't do that yet.
Avionics.
Checked and set.
External lights.
Can't do that yet either. Something's going squiffy there. Okay, the airplane pulsing all over the place. I think this is an X-plane issue. Clock we tuned.
Austrian 906 Foxtrot, turn left heading 350. Left 350.
Really chasing it. What has got into the aircraft that's causing this pitch coupling? So it overshoots. Turbulence mode has helped out a little bit there, but
Austrian 906 Foxtrot, turn left heading 280, clear Dallas approach, runway 26.
is this a pitch power couple?
Fraction 339er Tango, do you have any requested parking after landing, or do you want the regular apron Juliet?
Any GA apron, or if you don't have that, then regular apron.
Oh, we have a GA apron. It's apron Juliet is the graph usually, I think. Fraction stays there. I'm not sure though, but I expect apron Juliet.
Yeah, Wilco, thank you very much. Fraction 339 Tango. Juliet is down and back on the left. Fine, I can live with that. That's 10-9 Golf.
4605, pushback and start up approved, QNH 1017.
Abraham Kilo and Juliet, that's fine, that'll do us.
Fraction 339er Tango, descent to 4000 feet, QNH 1017.
Send altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1017, fraction 339 Tango. There you go, there's Juliet.
Fraction 339er Tango, turn left heading 020.
Left heading 020, fraction 339 Tango.
Austrian 906 Foxtrot, wind 240 degrees, 10 knots, runway 26, clear to land. Right.
Set. APU PAX transition. Avail completed. APU generator. On. CAS.
Checked. Clear.
In range checklist complete. Altimeters. Before landing checklist next.
So, how are we doing? A little bit quick. We're struggling to bleed off the speed. I'm going to
Fraction 339 Tango, descent to altitude 2,500 feet.
send altitude 2,500 feet, fraction 339 Tango. It's looking pretty good. The light's coming in, nice and hazy. That's pretty. A little bit unrealistic. Some of these points are good. Synchronized strobes everywhere. So there's the glide slope. Feels like we're being vectored to final. So 250. Here's what lock 1 needs to be set to. 110, 1 local tune, 10 DMEs, idented, and ESA is the ident. So our controller this evening is Victor. As always, great English. What are we doing? Let's go. Pitch, please. The airplane's starting to swing all over the place again.
Ryanair 4605, taxi to holding point, runway 19 right. Fraction 339 Tango, turn left heading 350.
Left heading 350, fraction 339 Tango. Moving around through the centre line, interesting. So we'll go ECDAS. We will take VNAV out for the moment.
Austrian 906 Foxtrot, welcome to Arlanda, taxi stand Foxtrot 37. Foxtrot 37 for us. Fraction 339 Tango, turn left heading 280, cleared LS approach, runway 26.
I think we're going to need another few track miles. We've got localizer below, fraction 339 Tango.
Roger, fraction 339 Tango, then continue present heading and I'll take you through the localizer a bit.
Through the present heading, through the localizer, fraction 339 Tango. Yep, I think that would have just been a little bit of a dirty dive.
And fraction 339 Tango, advise me when you're able for inbound turn.
Wilco, thanks, it just would have been a little bit tight, fraction 339 Tango.
Yeah, sorry, I was a bit too optimistic.
So it probably didn't help. We could have got down a little bit quicker, but we do maintain speed quite well at low levels. Yeah, GA8 print looks like the right one. Right, there we are, going through, just coming in now. So we'll get to 1 dot, 2,500 to go, give it about 30 seconds.
I will do like this, fraction 339 Tango, make a right turn heading 140.
Right turn 140, looks like this will work, thanks, fraction 339 Tango. So we'll get that rate of descent off.
Fraction 339 Tango, continue right turn heading 210 and cleared LS approach runway 26.
Right turn heading 210, cleared RLS 26, fraction 339 Tango, thanks.
Ryanair 40, Christian 4605, you are on the wrong taxiway. Make the left turn and continue via Yankee to follow the published taxiway procedure.
Interesting banding coming through on the lighting.
Thanks, no worries.
It's pretty interesting. That's really odd. Heading, VS will level off so we can maintain speed.
2500.
Out cap. Visual of the runway. Localizer's alive. So LNAV. Sorry, approach not armed. There we go. Approach catcher, that was my bad. Mode confusion. 250. I go through just a little bit. Glide slope's armed. So we've been cleared for the approach. We've slowed down. I think we were a little bit high and it was a little bit tight. Maybe could have done it, but with the localizer looking like it did.
339 Tango, wind 240 degrees, 10 knots, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26, fraction 339 Tango. There we go, glide slope's live. And we should be intercepting at 7.5 miles.
So 96 Foxtrot, thank you very much for flying, and I'll see you.
Before landing checklist. Landing gear lever.
Still bouncing around. Is that the wind? Maybe there was a little change in direction there. 7 miles, we don't need gear down.
339 Tango, after landing, activate left on X-ray.
Okay, left on X-ray after landing, fraction 339 Tango. So glide slope 8 DME, correct glide slope. Glide slope capture. And we'll keep the speed up, there's no need to hold anybody else up. We can get it out of 5 miles and still be comfortable. Seeing little points of light for the cars is nice.
Runway 4605, wind 240 degrees, 10 knots, runway 19 right, cleared for takeoff.
I don't think those strobes exist in reality.
Down indicating. No steer. Arm centered clear. Anti-skid. Hardened tested. Passenger signs. On. Wing
A bit
cowl
of a balloon there.
anti-ice.
Go full flap. Wing cowl anti-ice not required.
Continuous ignition. On. Thrust reversers. Armed. Spoilers. Stowed auto. Flaps. Set. CAS.
Checked. Green.
Before landing checklist complete. After landing checklist next.
So, my bad, I didn't brief the missed approach. Straight ahead, and then 2.5, which we've got set anyway. So big trim input there just to try and settle it down.
Approaching 2-6.
Must just be the weather. So a little bit low. Letting the airplane correct. A little bit low and correcting. Not correcting. So what is feeling sluggish there?
Approaching minimums.
We go back on profile.
Minimums.
Continue. And a little bit low again. Something doesn't quite feel right. There's a little bit of wind, but it's not horrific.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Into this little bit of a dip. Didn't even go for reversers.
900 meters remaining.
My bad. That looks like a nice high-speed exit. We are a little bit too quick.
Ryanair 4605, radar contact.
600 remaining.
Near and climb to flight level 180.
There's your climb to 180 Ryanair 4605.
I confirm direct near them.
Nära Ryanair 4605.
Correct. Fraction 339 Tango, welcome to Arlanda taxi to Apron Juliet.
Thanks very much, Taxi Juliet. Fraction 339 Tango. The vehicle over here.
After landing checklist. Landing, pulse, recog lights.
So
off.
via X-ray.
Anti-collision lights. Off. Continuous ignition. Off. Windshield
It's a pretty good model of the airport by the looks of things.
Probes. Off. Wing anti-ice. Off. Cow anti-ice.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I was spending a lot more time trying to keep the airplane straight just because of the runway. Felt like we were rolling to the left.
Spoilers. Stowed. Flaps. 0. ATC TCAS.
So
Alt on.
we're going to
Radar mode.
Fourth right, something like that.
Standby. After landing checklist complete. Engine shutdown checklist next.
Ryanair 4605, monitor advisory, bye-bye.
Have a nice day, bye.
Thanks, you too. All stations, Stockholm approach is closing now. Further on advisory 1 to 2 decimal 8, bye.
Thanks, bye.
No.
Sorry.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Right, what's this, Zulu 1? Is this whiskey? So it should be the right after this. This blue hangar here with this annoyingly parked jet. Big stutter there, always a worry. So I like the undulation on the runway, but left to right, I'm not sure there'd be that much. So this looks like a static aeroplane that shouldn't be here. There's a lot of static aeroplanes that should potentially not be here. sure that would get through. Size of this.
Hot start flight support. Jenny speaking. How can we help?
Okay, Jenny, let's get the packs out. We're here.
Understood. We'll have that ready for you. Anything else?
No, we're good, thanks.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
Difficult to see around here where we should be parking. I'm going to self-position. Obviously I'd normally turn the light off, but in this case can't quite see where I'm going, so how about something like that? You think? You think this is APH? I think this is Juliet. Because we went past Whiskey and then I turned right, so anyway, doesn't matter, right? We're on stand.
Engine shutdown checklist. Taxi lights. Off. Parking brake. Set. Reverse thrust. Stowed. Generators 1 and 2. Off. Engine 2 shut down. Fuel boost pumps. Off. Fuel system.
We were looking for right low.
Engine 1 shut down. Check ITT below 350 degrees Celsius.
Checked.
Anti-ice. Off. 14th stage. Off. Beacon. Off. No steer. Off. ATC TCAS. Standby 0. Parking brake if chocked.
Let's get those chocks in. So this looks like a dead end to me with nothing on one side, so yeah. Chocks are in. Brakes off.
Passenger signs. Off. Cabin differential. 0 psi. Engine shutdown checklist complete. Securing checklist next.
The airport taxi's here.
There it
Thank
is.
you, Captain. Great flight as always. Well, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, look. I think I'm in the right spot. He said Juliet, right? Did he say Kilo? Was that where I made the mistake? I thought he said Juliet. I thought I wrote it down. Guess I didn't. Just vacate left fire X-ray. Womp womp. Anyway, let's get the bird secured and then call it a day.
Secure and checklist. Emergency lights.
Off.
AC DC utility switch.
And the light goes out. Off.
Headsets. Thrust reversers. Chocks.
They are in.
Parking brake.
It's off.
Hydraulic pumps.
I'll pop those in a second because I need to go and put the pins in, right? That's cool. Everything lit up. Seen it from outside. Oh, I don't want to forgotten our gear pins. I'm going to do the other side. Nice arrival at dusk. Gets dark pretty quick. And let's just say this is going into the hangar, so we'll leave this open. That flare's a little bit unrealistic, isn't it?
Nose door.
Yes, yes,
Nose
yes, yes, yes.
door.
So hydraulic pumps can go off.
Nav lights, logo light.
Logo's off, nav can stay on.
APU generator.
Well, we haven't had 3 minutes yet. But is it going to break it in the sim? No. So I'll do that in a moment.
APU start stop.
So generator, start stop.
PAX.
PAX.
LCV, 10th stage isolation valve. APU power fuel. ICAS APU gauge. Battery master. Cockpit refuel panel.
Turn that guy off. 3500 on board.
Service lights. Pins and covers. Securing checklist complete.
There we go. So we'll call it a day. Thanks very much for watching all. I'll do the engine oil check and the APU timer in a minute. I do appreciate it. I know there's only been Black Knight and Mark in the chat, but thanks very much for watching. Anybody else that was as well, and hopefully we'll sort the parking out next time. So appreciate the support. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next week, hopefully. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you soon, and hopefully I'll see you next week, and I should hopefully as well pop up a video if we get any videos flying tomorrow. Bye for now. Stay safe. See you soon.